Hey everyone, welcome back to the More Than It Seems podcast. You'll notice we have a name now. We'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah.
We are your lovely host,
I'm Mina.
and I am T. Uh, First, we're just going to get into what we are wearing today.
So I'm going first, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Ladies first. Okay, so today I'm wearing a bodysuit. It's by Weekday. I got it off of ASOS, which is one of my favorite places to shop. I'm wearing my favorite shoes ever. They're my Rick Owens and Doc Martin collab boots. They're super cute. I literally wear them like 4 times a week. My bag is thrifted. She's cute. She's like this snake print, patent leather, black bag with silver hardware. And my necklace is also thrifted. I actually got this like 4 days ago. And then, I stay with my jewelry, so that's not changed. And my black leather blazer, it's just something that I got from Kohl's.
Nice, nice, nice. I will start from, I guess, foot and go up. Today I'm wearing the Nike Mac Attacks. This is the first release since the 80s. For the first retro release since the 80s. Eighth Noticed waxed flare denim, one of my favorite pairs of pants. My Films Wave FUT, middle finger FUT, one of my favorite pieces by them. Also one of our sponsors, so give it up for Films Wave.
Yeah, shout out to Films Wave.
Shout out to Bray. Appreciate you, bro, for the sponsorship. As well as a vintage leather Harley Davidson biker vest and just a pair of shades and some accessories. Nothing too crazy today.
Mhm.
But yes, let's just get into it today. So I guess we'll start out with how we came up with our name, More Than It Seems, which was like, I feel like as far as the whole process goes, that was the hardest part. Like, believe it or not, I feel like something is, like the name should be super easy.
Yeah, but we were struggling like for weeks. We were just like, all right, we need a name. Like we'd be hanging out and then randomly Terrence is like, Namena, we need a podcast name. And like we would sit there for hours and just like go back and forth. Or like randomly in the middle of us talking, like one of us will throw out a name and we're like, oh, this is it. And then we think about it later. We're like, nah, or it'd be taken, or just like straight garbage.
Yeah, I think the most frustrating part of it was like coming up with a name that I felt like was really good and then searching it and it's already taken, and like it's taken by someone that hasn't used the name in like a year and some change, or
Yeah.
4 years or something like that. And even still, like, you don't want to just come in and like take over a name that they
We're
use,
like,
because
sorry, Yaga, that's my name now.
right, like, and like what if we blow up or anything like that, and then they're like, infringement, like you used our name, and like I just
Yeah.
don't want to go through all of that. So I think out of everything, this was the most organic name. Like when I said it, we just kind of looked at each other and we're like,
That's the one.
this is it. Like it kind of just flows together, kind of just rolls off the tongue for us.
And we also wanted something that would stick and that people would remember. And I know when we released our first episode, a lot of you were commenting on like how creative you thought the name was and like how you loved it. So we really appreciate that. And also, I guess I'm speaking for both of us. We really do appreciate all the love and support and the kind messages and words of encouragement you guys have sent us just based off of our first episode, and for tuning in. Like, we really appreciate you guys and we love you.
Absolutely, I love that we're kind of growing our own little community already.
Yeah.
We already have like a lot of people following us and just reposting us. So
Mhm.
like all the love is appreciated, and like we reciprocate it back. You know what I mean? Like we do it for the people at the end of the day. Like just the shared topic of fashion and creativity and things like that. I think a lot of people connect on those things,
Yeah.
and we just want to create a forum that people can talk about it, even if they don't feel like they're more like fashion forward or anything like that, or they're even interested in fashion. We hope that this podcast can be the leap to like creating that discourse so people can just talk about it. So whenever we drop a video, feel free to comment, and we always comment back, whether from the page or from our personal pages. We just like want to connect with you guys and just talk.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess after talking about our outfits and you saying like for instance your docs, you wear those quite often and one of your favorite pieces. Like what's your current fashion rotation? What are some of your favorite pieces? And then I guess things you're like currently buying essentially.
Currently in rotation, obviously my docs, like we said, like, I wear them all the time. I think that they're a staple shoe. And I got them for my birthday, so it's something that fits into my style. So I utilize them a lot. I also have this black leather mini skirt that I'm obsessed with, and I have to stop myself from wearing it with everything. But it's super cute. I also got that from ASOS. I recently bought a pair of cream and brown like toned Asics. They're the 1130s. I got them from Sneaker Politics in Dallas. Shout out to Sneaker Politics. They had a back to school sale where you could buy one get one for $20. So I ended up getting those and some New Balances, but I've been wearing those fairly often when I'm off. I bought some new Crocs. They're my first pair of Crocs, actually, the Siren Clog. And I think they're so cute. I love the gibbets that I put on them. It's like giving this Y2K vibe. And Body by Raven Tracy. She's been taking all of my coins lately. She recently dropped some tube sets. It's like a tube top and a matching short. And I got 2 colors. I got a yellow and a hot pink. So I've been wearing those a lot lately. They're super comfortable, and I just love the quality of her clothes. What about you?
Well, me is I feel like more of a sneaker rotation lately. Like for me, it's always my black Air Force Ones. Like I just feel like I always throw those on just because I love them. My protection pack New Balances.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been looking for more excuses to wear those. I think it's just because we're definitely in a runner era, like of sneakers. Like
Yeah.
all the runners are, and especially technical runners are coming back.
The dad
So,
and
like,
mom shoes.
yeah, like highly functional running shoes are very much so in style now. Um, so I feel like that. These like I always pull out my Terminator. I'm not my Terminators, excuse me, my Mac Attacks. And just throw these on. Sometimes I don't even lace them up. I just throw them on and go on about my business. And as far as clothes lately, I've just been I don't know, it's summertime, so I've been like kind of on a little bit of a jersey kick, especially like the old mesh like practice jerseys. Those are cool. Uh I feel like I've just been and then like cut off denim shorts and then like in boxy like kind of crop tees. Like if I can find an old t-shirt that I have not gotten any use out of, I will definitely go in there and take a pair of scissors to it and like crop it, cut the sleeves off of it, and yeah, and just use it for something else. So I think that's a lot of where my rotation has been lately. It's just been so hot, so I don't feel like I've been like able to get in my bag for real. Like yeah, it's been like 100 plus, so like everything, all my outfits I've been thinking, okay, how can I stay cool in this? Like I've even like tried to abstain from wearing black outside just because it's so hot.
Light colors, anything lightweight. Like if you're watching from a different state, we live in Dallas and it's very hot. It's been like 107. We've had 109 days where it feels like torture outside. So it's been kind of hard to wear anything, I guess, like thick. Everything I've been wearing has been super light. Shorts, crop top, skirts.
Like absolutely. Like it's just to the point where it's hard just because you're so miserable. Like I'll put more clothes on at night just because I know I'm going to be inside or anything like that. Like I don't mind that, but it's just being outside for even 30 minutes. It just takes it out of you. Like
yeah, it does.
So I try to limit the layers and things. And I love layers, so that's why I'm kind of excited. It's been cooling off. Like the heat wave's kind of broken.
Yeah.
But that's why my rotation's kind of been all over the place. Like it's really just been shorts, jerseys, boxy tees, and then a pair of sneakers. Like, and then maybe like different slides, mules, clogs, and stuff like that. Just super cozy, just because it's so hot. And I think as far as men go, like we don't have a lot of different silhouettes in the summertime.
Yeah.
Like for men, you can really tell who can dress like when it comes to like fall, winter because of like how they choose a layer and things like that. In the summertime, you can be fooled. Like ladies can definitely be fooled by like if they're checking for if a guy can dress or not. Just because like the formula is really easy. It's like a pair of nice shorts and a t-shirt, and like if it's a quality t-shirt or anything like that, like these all these throwback tees people make and all of those things. That's kind of the formula now. Like they'll get a nice fitted, nice hat, whatever. That's the formula for the summer, and it's kind of like I won't say you don't have to adhere to it, but like it's kind of hard not to adhere.
But
to
it works.
Exactly, it works.
It's a great uniform.
But I will say, like, I'm excited for the fall because, like, now I can really start to exercise my fashion addictions.
Yeah, me too. Layering more clothes.
Yeah, exactly. Layering more clothes, like,
You can just have more fun with the colors too. Like I love the greens and the burnt oranges, and we can start shying away from like the summery colors, and it's just nice. The shoes, the technical wear, everything I feel like is better in the fall because it's not so miserable outside. The weather's perfect, and that transition period right before winter always hits.
and like me, I know I'm a jacket fiend, so like me,
Yes.
I'm always looking at jackets. Like at a certain point, I'm like, I can't have a million jackets, but at the same time, I'm like, why can't I have a million jackets? Because
Right.
I
Why
feel like
can't
it's
you?
yeah, right. Because I just treat it like a top. Like I don't even focus on my t-shirts and stuff like that in the wintertime because I'm gonna be covering up with a hoodie, jacket, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's why shout out to Pro Club. Like I'll go order me a pack of Pro Club tees, and that's my base layer for the fall winter time. And then on top of that, I can throw my hoodie, my jacket, flannel, whatever, what have you on.
Yes. Me, I'm just always cold, so I need a jacket everywhere I go. But I love fur, so I start hitting out, bringing out my jackets with the fur collars and the arm sleeves with the fur and just have fun with it.
Absolutely. Like, I'm trying to think what else I need to like start stocking up on. Like, I know I have a good bit of jackets, but I want more. And then I gotta start thinking of like the pants I'm gonna wear. Um, I really need to like start going through and cleaning out my closet. But
Yes.
that's a topic for a whole nother day.
Right,
Just because
because
like both of our closets are
Terrence knows.
atrocious.
Oh my God, yeah. Like every time I go in my closet, I feel like I'm having like a mini heart attack, and just the anxiety of seeing like clothes, and I'm like, dang, I really don't wear half of this, probably even more than half of the stuff that's in my closet right now. And I'm just like, okay, I'll get to it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and then,
Wait,
you
wait,
know,
wait, 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 wait. We said we're going to talk about this another day because
yeah.
this is going to hold tangent on like what we
Yes.
need to clean out of our closet. But are there anything is there anything like on your list right now of like what you're looking forward to buying or that you want to buy or like that you've just been having your eye on for the fall and winter season, or are you still primarily shopping for this season?
Um, I think I've stopped shopping for this season just because like we're transitioning into fall, and a lot of the clothes that are primarily like summer based are shorter. So I'm really looking forward to finding more comfortable clothes. Like I want to get more joggers. I've been looking on Depop a lot, trying to get some vintage joggers. I recently just bought a pair of vintage Nike joggers that I'm going to take with me to New York Fashion Week that I'm really excited about. I like flannels, but it's like a certain type of flannel. I don't like the flimsy ones. I feel like
Yeah,
they
like the thick
blow in
one.
the wind. Yeah, I want like a thick, sturdy flannel. So I'm trying to look for
That
more.
that good lumberjack flannel like
Yeah.
they went out on a cold morning. That's all they had on was the flannel, and that's all they needed.
Yeah. So those hats also, I have a really small head, and how my hair is cut, like the back of my head gets cold. So I love beanies when it starts getting cold, especially in the fall, winter, and just trying to find like cooler hats, like accessories for my head.
And so with that, because there were a couple people upset of last episode when we were trying to say like pushing away from fast fashion, especially the Sheen or the Shein.
Yes, I
Uh,
am not a supporter of Sheen, and it does like there's nothing you can say to convince me otherwise.
so, and when we say moving away from fast fashion, that doesn't necessarily mean like you have to spend $200 on one piece and that's all you get. But like
Yeah,
you can definitely spend a little bit more money and get a little like get some more quality or like
better
double
quality
triple the quality
for sure.
for something that you spent $50 on instead of $10 on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So how do you really go about balancing the quality and cost? Like, are there any specific places that you shop, or what are the things that you specifically look for when you're trying to balance those things off?
So if I'm going to shop somewhere that is a fast fashion brand, like Zara, I feel like Zara is a great example of a great fast fashion brand that does produce quality pieces. What I look for when I'm purchasing clothing, if I'm shopping in person, is always the texture of whatever the material is. If it feels off to me, if it feels cheap, if I see threads coming off of the garment before I even put it on or purchase it, I won't even buy it, because knowing that, like, if I wash it, like, it's just going to get further damaged, and that's a waste of money to me. So typically when I'm buying things from fast fashion brands, they're always like basics, like crop tops, things that are like throwaways, like you can buy more of and you only keep for a certain amount of time, because a lot of crop tops that I get are like white and they get dingy, and it's like the pricing isn't bad, so I can easily afford to like repurchase them once they're used. Or but yeah, pretty much that. Like, I'm not saying not to shop at fast fashion brands. I'm just saying be more selective about the pieces that you purchase. Like, if it's cute, it's like, okay, it's cute, but think about the pricing. Like, is it worth the money that you're spending on it, or is it going to survive like long term? Because you don't want to have to keep buying more clothes and buying things that you already have in your closet. So I guess what I should have said, or rephrase it a little better, it's okay to shop fast fashion brands. Just
Nah, stand on it. Stand 10 toes on it.
no, I didn't tell them
I'm
not.
I'm playing.
It's okay to buy clothing from fast fashion brands. Just be smart about what you buy. Like Shein, I understand, like, it's affordable. Yes, their clothing is on a more affordable side. However, realistically speaking, will you be able to wear that piece 5 times without it getting damaged? No. And then the money that you spent on that piece, which all the pieces pretty much that you bought, you're going to have to go back and repurchase in like a month or two. Why not just spend the extra money to buy a piece that's of better quality and that you can keep for a longer term?
Fair enough. As well as, like, I think it's very underestimated looking into like vintage, just like going the vintage route, whether it's going to an actual thrift store or getting on your eBays, Grails, or anything like that to find quality. Like, for instance, instead of, well, I think it might be a little bit different for women compared to men. Like, y'all, honestly feel like y'all have a more plentiful selection. Like, I do get jealous sometimes that you can't, like, y'all can do a Shein haul and get all of these things. Like, they've started to open up more to men, but at the same time, like, for me, I honestly feel like it just makes more sense to either go the vintage route, or there's other places that I've seen the same product and it's a little bit more, like, a little bit thicker, just so it can have that longevity, whether it's like a button down shirt or a t-shirt, or like I said, like, I wouldn't, like, I can get on Shein or Boohoo or whatever and get a boxy white tee or anything like that, but I know it's probably going to possibly be thin, or like it might not exactly fit the way I need it to, because I want it to be a little bit more sturdy. So instead I'll just go with the Pro Club, which is my basic white tee that I can wear under anything, or I have a couple of brands that I go to where I can get that thick boxy cut t-shirt, my essentials, without having to, like, like I said, essentials, like, I don't have to go buy a essentials Fear of God boxy t-shirt.
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, for however, like, how much it is, like $80 or whatever for the t-shirt, when I can find another brand where I can spend $30 on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And that, I'm fine with that, just because I know it's gonna last me, and and if you have enough clothes in your rotation, like, it'll last you even longer. That's the point of, like, kind of building out that wardrobe and creating your closet, so you don't have to kind of repeat things. There are, of course, your favorite things you're gonna repeat. Like, you can wear those boots 4 times in a week, and they're not gonna be. You can wear those 4 times in a week, and they're not gonna get messed up, or they're not, people gonna be like, "Oh, them boots dingy," like, like nothing like that. But with a t-shirt, you can't wear, like, a t-shirt 4 times in a week without, like, having some repercussions. So that's why you kind of have to
big repercussions,
right? Like,
big pit stains.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You're gonna wear the t-shirt out, so that's why
Yeah.
you just kind of have to start going through those. That's why you have to start going through those different processes of just kind of building out your wardrobe and building out your essentials, because I think that's just as important as having those pieces, because you kind of have to have a base to start somewhere.
This is true.
So, and I know you've been doing a lot of shopping lately.
Ooh, so much.
Like, how how are you preparing for New York Fashion Week? And I just want to kind of start before even actually let's start before even the close. Like, let's start with the whole brainchild of you going to New York Fashion Week and like
Yeah.
what that process has been like, and then who you've been communicating with and your goals and your plans for New York Fashion Week, and then we can get into the other prep.
Yeah. So I've been wanting to go to New York Fashion Week for the last 3 years, but we all know COVID hit and kind of foiled everybody's plans. But this year specifically, I told myself, like, even if I have to go by myself, I will be in New York during Fashion Week. And so I started talking to my friend Roxy that's going with me. And she's like, I'm down. Like, she went last year, and she said that she wishes that she was a bit more prepared for the trip. I guess just not knowing, like, where to go, what to do, things like that. So we get along really well. We have very similar personalities. So I'm excited to get to navigate the city with her. We've been reaching out to different photographers. She signed in New York now, and she has an agent out there that's going to get her, into a couple castings, which I'm hoping I'm able to do some castings as well while I'm out there. I've sent my digitals to a couple people that have brands, photographers that I'm really interested in working with, that we're mutuals. And so, yeah, it's been hectic. Trying to balance that and getting everything prepared on top of like working my full-time job, but I think it's going to be worth it. And I have a really good feeling about New York. And then the fashion, I've been just trying to build fits around whatever I think may happen, because I'm not really sure about plans. Like, we're really just going out there and we're like, whatever happens, happens type of thing. Like, we have loose plans. I have plans for shoots that are set up, but as far as anything going on outside of that, I don't know. I just want to look cute, like be able to show off my style and just be versatile. So I'm bringing things that are dressy. I have some casual things that I can wear throughout the city because, if you've been to New York, it's a lot of walking. So I want to make sure that the shoes that I have on are comfortable, and that I just, feel like myself and don't feel like I'm trying to try too hard to put together an outfit. Like, I already know how to dress. It's just me being myself. So, yeah.
I think that's I don't want to call it being too cool, but like I think that's one of the hardest things about fashion sometimes, at least for me. Like, I put on stuff and I'm like, am I doing too much? And
Yeah.
like I think looking in the mirror, like, do I look crazy, or like is it like, man, this is fine? Like, I think especially when you go out in public and you people watch and you just be like, man, they are doing entirely too much. Like, you know what I mean? You don't ever want to be that person. And I think
Yeah.
I don't ever have been that person because, like, which people could just be like blowing smoke in my face. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they say, man, that outfit fire. Like, man,
And then they turn
I'm trying to get like
"Well,
you.
get a
Exactly.
load of this loser."
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, like, I think that's always difficult when you have a lot of bold ideas with fashion and you like always want to push the envelope and you always want to be different or find what's new or just explore in general with your style just because you feel bored. I think that's always a self-conscious thing. Like,
Yeah, for
am I
sure.
doing too much? Like, do I look crazy right now? Like, for instance, when the big red boots came out,
Ooh, them.
I genuinely
I don't think they're cute. I think they
I
are
liked the boots.
impractical.
I liked the boots because fashion felt boring for a long time. Like, it just felt different. Like, I loved that someone took a cartoon boot, like you know what I mean, like
Astro Boy.
an Astro Boy boot, and was like, let's make a real life boot that people can wear.
Yeah.
And they did it. The only thing is like it it came like we're so short minded and like with everything in general in life. So it came and it went. Like, they dropped the red boots and we saw one pair and we were like, oh my God. And then of course they start floating them to whatever influencer celebrity, and then like by the time they came out, like I think it was like 3 weeks, a month later, it was a botched release, and then they had to do it again, and then by the time people got the boot, like a month and a half later,
Yeah.
people really don't want the boots, or like
No.
you see them now. I think they would have been great to buy as a like piece to put in your home, like just have like sitting in the corner,
Yeah.
or I always thought like it would have been cool to like turn it into like a flower pot or something like
Yeah,
that,
that'd
or
be
some
cute.
type of holder, or like umbrella holder or whatever. But other than that, like they just weren't practical. Like you couldn't drive a car in them. You have to drive on them in your passenger
Literally.
seat.
And like even taking them off, like the videos you'd see on like TikTok or people are like struggling to take them off, like it's just impractical. I think they're cool, like you said, for decoration, but I wouldn't buy them because I know I'm not gonna wear this. And I like Astro Boy, but I'm not like a big Astro Boy fan to where I feel like I needed those boots.
So
They were
you didn't.
just-
So you didn't need the boots for dress up.
No, absolutely not. And a thought never crossed my mind to be like, I need these boots. It was just like, okay, they're cool. Next.
The crazy thing is, like, we were kind of coming off of a, like, I think the prior year we were definitely in like we were in a rubber boot era. And like you remember like the Balenciaga like Croc boots and
Oh,
like
I remember those.
that was like a whole era. Well, one, you don't really see those anymore. One, I think I actually like really like those boots, and I would still wear a pair. But like you don't see them anymore. And like those boots came around, and it was like the phenomenon of those boots, and after coming out of a big like a rubber boot era. So it's kind of crazy that they didn't. They stuck for a second, but they didn't stick just because they were so goofy. Like they were just comical, to be honest. Like they
Yeah.
they were like they just didn't make sense. Like if you saw someone in public with the red boots on, you would just be like, what? Like it just doesn't make sense to work around them. It's like the perfect thing to take a picture in. It's almost, what is it, like it's couture dang near. Like
Yeah.
you don't wear, you
Are
don't
they
see
heavy?
I don't know if they're heavy. I just think they're so tall and they're rubber boots, so I don't think they're that flexible. So you just look crazy trying to do ordinary stuff in them, like going up steps or just walking in general.
I bet they make a crazy sound too when you're like walking.
Yeah, like just the craziest
Squish,
sound.
squish.
But like things with couture, like you don't really usually see that
Yeah.
out on the streets. Well, there are certain celebrities that do take certain pieces from like a runway show and wear it out. Like Rihanna's done that before, and
She can do no wrong in my eyes.
exactly. You know what I mean? Like she'll take stuff off the runway and just wear it out and about. But like things like those boots are just so jarring that you don't see them.
Yeah.
In regular life. Like I just couldn't imagine being in a bar and just looking over and just seeing them boots in the corner. Like I just
Why? What are you doing? Honestly, I forgot about them until you just brought them up.
see how fast, like how fleeting that was. Well, we did talk about them the other day because like Bape did their runway show, and they did the Bape ones.
Those weren't cute either.
They definitely, like, even though Bape make custom ones for their show, they look fake. Like, you know what I mean? They just look like something that someone was like, let's take the big rubber boots and put
Paint 'em.
let's put the Bape like you get off of like you would get off like AliExpress or something like that. You know what I mean? Like they just come out with some kind of weird collab out of nowhere. But that was super off topic. But going back to the runway and just New York Fashion Week, I also want to just get into what are your roots as a model? Like, how did that journey start for you, and then like how do you feel like it's just kind of taking you through life, and then as well as your time in Dallas as a model?
So I got introduced to modeling when I was young. I remember they had this American Mall model talent search, if y'all remember. It was at Madison Square. It was this mall. It's no longer there in Huntsville, but it was the first mall in the city.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville, Alabama, yeah. Oh, I forgot there was a Huntsville, Texas. Yeah, Huntsville, Alabama. Shout out to the 256. So my mom put me in this because I begged her. I was like, Mommy, I want to be a model. I want to be a model. And I used to watch America's Next Top Model all the time, like huge fan of the show. So she let me do it. I was like 8 years old. It was a scam. I remember it was like Barbizon or something. Like they were like, oh, your girl's a star, like, which I am. They weren't lying about that. but you know, they had us go on stage and like we do a little runway walk. And then when we get to the end of the runway, somebody would take our pictures. And my mom was told by the lady that was running the whole show that we were going to get our pictures back in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks became 2 months. 2 months became 2 years. Like my mom would reach out to that lady. Number was disconnected. You couldn't get in contact with anybody. And I was like, my dreams were crushed. I was like, I was supposed to be a star. And like, I don't know. I just always felt like that was my like dream job. Like if I was going to do anything in my life, I was going to pursue this. So going through college, I'm
So
walking.
wait, hold on. So so a
What you
mall
about to
so
say?
a mall scam became your like your model
My
villain
whole
or
persona.
your model villain origin story.
Yes. Like
I,
that lady told me I was going to be a star, and I'm like, I'm destined to make this my destiny. Like, it's going to happen. Because in my head, to this day, like, I believe that I am a star, and this is what I was meant to do. So somehow it manifested itself. I remember walking on my college campus, and this girl came up to me, and I thought she was real shifty at first, because I'm like, who? Like, I'm walking, I'm trying to get to class, like I'm almost late, and she just taps me on my shoulder, and I'm like, who is this woman? And she starts telling me about this fashion show that they had. It was African Student Association, which I later joined. But they did this fashion show every year, and they would have like different designers like display their work, and they'd have like collections and stuff. She's like, yeah, like you look like you model, do you? And I was like, no. She's like, oh, well, you should come to this audition. And I was so shy, like I was not comfortable with myself, but I was like, I mean, sure, why not? Like I really didn't know that many people on campus. This was my freshman year. So I went, and they made me do a walk, and they were like, yeah, I like I like your look. Like we're gonna put you in the fashion show. But at that point, it's like you really anybody could have joined. But I was like, it was a big confidence boost for me. I was like, okay, like they see something in me, and so I did that for 2 years. I walked in the show, and then the third year I just kind of helped out because I was in nursing school and didn't really have time for that. So I started working with more photographers in Huntsville and just trying to just be more comfortable in front of the camera. So I shot a lot with my friend Ken from Huntsville. He went to A&M. My friend Mike, and then Ken that lives in Birmingham, and my friend Lex. We shot with each other all the time, and so just I feel like working with my friends kind of got me really comfortable in front of the camera, and then my posing got better, and my pictures started to look a little better, and I look more confident. I'm like, wow, I'm actually kind of good at this. So like, let me try to work a little harder and see where I can actually take this. And so I moved from Huntsville in 2019, moved to Dallas, and had this whole plan. I was going to get signed in Dallas, and then COVID hit. And I'm like, dang, working as a nurse, like struggling, working in the hospital, working these crazy hours. And then I feel like once the city started opening up more creatives started to reach out to me. The first person I ever shot with here in Dallas was Chris. He and I are super close. His Instagram is by Christopher Michael. Beautiful work. He always shoots and film. And from then on, like we would work together all the time. Anna Luca would style me. She worked with him a lot. And I just started to grow and just gain my confidence and meet more people that I've gotten really close to in this creative community here in Dallas. So that's how it all just worked out. I got signed. Just started believing in myself more and stopped getting in my head and telling myself that I couldn't do something, and actually like realizing the work that I was putting in and what was coming out of it, and people are complimenting me and encouraging me, and it's like, why am I trying to stop myself, So
are you allowed to? I'll ask. Like, feel free not to answer. Are
mhm.
you like? What are any of your? I guess your publications, or would it be publications, or like who have you modeled for so far?
So I got booked by Skims. That was my first booking with my agency. I literally thought I was gonna pass out. I remember I almost missed my flight for that casting. My agent called me, and she's like, hey, like Skims is looking for some models for their upcoming campaign. And she was like, I don't know if she said that they were interested in me, or like she just wanted me to go to the casting. So I went, and the flight that I took leaving LA, I literally almost missed. I think I got to the airport like 40 minutes before my flight took off. And I was just like praying to God I was going to make it. Went to the casting, came home, and my agent was like, oh, you should hear something back in like 5 to 7 days. And then I think by the 9th day, I was like, dang, I didn't get it. Like I didn't get booked. And so I texted her, and she calls me, and she's like screaming on the phone. She's like, Namena. And I'm like, what? And she told me I got booked by Skims. I was like, oh, Lord. I literally felt the blood drain from my body. Like I thought I was going to pass out, but I was just so excited for that. It was an amazing shoot. Everybody I worked with Urban Decay, which I'm sad those pictures never came out. So have nothing to show for that, but loved working with their team. I've worked with Jay Bolin. He's an amazing stylist here in Dallas. Yeah, those are pretty like main ones I've worked with. And besides that, I just do a lot of creative work with my friends.
For sure. You were was that just like a photographer submission or anything? I can't remember, but you were in Vogue too.
Yeah, my friend Lex, she submitted her photos that she took of me and Jordan. We recreated like a Queen and Slim inspired shoot, and those got published in Photo Vogue. It's like Vogue Italia, where they do like the online publications. So that was really cool too. That was in 2019.
Got a little resume on you, don't it?
I'm trying to build it up. Yeah, I'm proud of what I've accomplished thus far.
Absolutely. So I'm super excited for the future for you, as well as just New York Fashion Week, because I know that it's going to be a lovely experience, even if like, even if it's like nothing crazy, like you don't walk in like the craziest show or like some designer pulls you off and like, I want you to be the face. Like, yeah, like even if that doesn't happen, I think like it's still going to be a great experience for you. You're going to be able to build your network, and I think it'll be the start of you being able to go to New York more and just work with new creatives and things like that. So just opening up a new lane for you, because everyone loves you when they meet you. So
I love you.
I love you
My
too.
biggest supporter.
Of course, I got you.
Big heart, big
Big
heart.
big heart, big heart, big heart. But we'll go ahead and get out of here for this week's episode. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Yes, we love you. Thank you.